Hey guys, it's Ross going on the Space Couch today. I've got a hoverbike update for you. We spoke about hoverbikes a couple of months ago, specifically Malloy Aeronautics, so I thought it was time that we had another look at the state of their progress and of hoverbikes in general. Now, Malloy Aeronautics actually had a booth at the Paris Air Show in June 2015. That is one of the major industry gatherings in aerospace, military and civil aviation. Like, say, the Farnborough Air Show, the Dubai Air Show, and the ones in Singapore and Russia, very similar to that. Serious business gets done at these events or is announced at these gatherings. So to cut to the chase, what has happened is Malloy Aeronautics have signed a deal with the US Department of Defence, as we speculated in the original video, with platoons of hoverbikes coming over the horizon. They've also teamed up, have Malloy, with a company called Service Engineering. They're one of those very anonymous US defence contractors you've never heard of, who've got fingers in all of the pies. And Malloy have also opened an office in Virginia, which obviously is near to Washington DC, to help facilitate all of this. Now, the current planned version of the hoverbike, the manned version that is, rather than the mini drones, it would be to carry up to about, say, £200 or so. But the military is going to want probably up to £800 of carrying capacity, both for, say, one or more soldiers, cargo, equipment, all that sort of thing. Obviously, search and rescue purposes, it would need to have some similar things for that. So, this is good news for Malloy Aeronautics and hoverbikes. Government funding, and that always helps smooth the path towards getting your final product out there. And let's hope that they do indeed come to fruition. Let's hope it's not like the Airlander, which obviously we've done a video on, but originally it was cancelled after the prototype had flown. We don't want anything like that happening with hoverbikes. We just want a nice simple path through development and then into production generally available. Now, Malloy are not the only company interested in hoverbikes, however. Now, in Hungary, there's a research institute that's owned by the government, is trying to build what is known as a FLIKE, i.e. a fly bike. Difference between this and Malloy is that this one is a tricopter. So, like Malloy, it's like a quadcopter with like two at front and two at the back. These are evenly spaced around. It's had manned tests already in March and April this year, and it was able to hover and manoeuvre about in the wind, even though these flights run about a minute and a half or so. It's often the case with initial test flights, they don't last for very long. Now, unlike Malloy Aeronautics' hoverbike, the FLIKE is electric, battery-powered, zero emissions. That's what we like as much as we love hoverbikes. I did mention in the original video, could they be an extra source of pollution? Very likely they would be. This could be another potential customer for Elon Musk's battery packs coming out of the Gigafactory, Let's hope so. This FLIKE is going to be spun off by the Hungarian government in due course into like a tech startup company. So fingers crossed for a successful launch, as it were, of that company. More hoverbike companies there are, the better. They'll bounce off each other, I guess, and each will help improve the other. Fingers crossed anyway. Now, how I mentioned in my original video that hoverbikes would allow for things like, say, Quidditch to become a reality. Well, what about just regular hoverbike racing? How cool would that be? They already have drone rodeos in Las Vegas, so I'm sure it'd only be a matter of time before it'd be like some sort of Circus Maximus type thing, zipping all around the stadia, or whatever the route is that they've taken. Let's hope, though, that the government doesn't have a collective fit of collywobbles the first time there's an accident and a death using one of these things, or the first time it's used in some robbery or hold-up or terrorist attack. The governments always love to go extra paranoid the first time something has happened, by which time it is already too late to stop it. Anyway, guys, that was just my thoughts on hoverbikes and where we are with them at the moment, moving ever forward, even if it's perhaps more slow progress than swift. Any progress is always welcome. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or a suggestion for a topic you'd like to see discussed, or hit that like button.